The animal kingdom is nothing more than a game of survival, with wild beasts tracking their prey's every move. The only thing you have left in between life and death are a few precious seconds. But things are also unpredictable out in the wild, and while most of the time the predator has the upper hand, sometimes these creatures decide to take pity on their weaker opponents. From a leopard showing mercy to a baboon mid-hunt, to a lioness taking care of a baby antelope as if it were her own cub, and a single lion defending itself against 30 hyenas. In this video, we're taking a look at 10 times predators showed mercy on their prey. Number 10. 30 hyenas against 1 lion. Lions and hyenas are some of the deadliest enemies in the animal kingdom. The two animals usually cover the same ground and hunt on the same prey, which means that they are always fighting over the same resources. And while lions are usually strong enough to fight off hyenas, sometimes these wild cats aren't so fortunate. A pride of lions can easily take on a bunch of hyenas. A single lion is usually no match for these wild beasts. So when this poor lion is separated from its pride, it is surrounded by a group of hyenas that come closer to the wild cat and use their sharp teeth and deadly claws to attack. In less than a minute, this clan of around 30 hyenas seem to have overpowered the lion, but the wild cat suddenly jumps up and starts chasing the hyenas off, attacking them with its strong jaws and sharp teeth. The wild cat refuses to let go of the hyena for a long time, but then it decides to set the animal free as a warning to the rest of its clan before walking away safely. Number 9. Baboon and lion become friends. Baboons are known to be extremely defensive against their predators, climbing up trees to protect themselves. Lions have the tendency to turn incredibly deadly within seconds, but sometimes lions decide to show mercy to their prey. This lioness right here develops an unusual bond with a baby baboon despite killing its mother seconds before. In any other case, the lioness would end up preying on the baby as well. But here, when the predator sees that this tiny baby emerges out of its mother's corpse, it can't help but care for the young one. The lioness notices the baby baboon desperately trying and failing to climb a tree and decides to not only spare the infant's life, but is also trying to suckle the animal just like its own mother would, developing a motherly relationship with it. Number 8. Lioness protects baby antelope. Antelopes usually use their horns to defend themselves against apex predators such as lions, but this lioness named Kuminyak, or the Blessed One, is one of the most maternal animals in the species. This Kenyan lioness holds a reputation for adopting and housing a bunch of baby antelopes, protecting them from all kinds of harm. When the lioness adopted her first ever oryx calf, experts believed that she might be mistaking them for her own cubs, but then she just keeps adding more and more babies to her little pack, even allowing the species' own mothers to feed them before driving them away, so she clearly knows that the cubs aren't her own. But let's just say that it hasn't stopped her from protecting the little animals, nursing them, and even playing with them as if it were her very own. As usual, as it is, the lioness hasn't killed a single calf in her adopted pack, which is definitely not short of a miracle. Number 7. Lion saves wildebeest from deadly hyenas. Hyenas are extremely aggressive animals that like to go after animals that make for easy prey such as wildebeest. Lions and hyenas are extremely antagonistic animals because of their territorial natures. So when faced with a pack of hungry hyenas, these wildcats immediately go on the defense, even going as far as to protect other animals to make sure that the hyenas don't get to feast on them. In this heartwarming video, we see yet another lioness with incredible maternal instincts, this time towards a baby wildebeest who is being chased by wild hyenas. But before they can get their hands on it, the lioness emerges out of nowhere, taking down one of the beasts. Once the hyenas are all driven off, the lioness hovers around the baby wildebeest, making sure that it's protected until its mother comes and takes over the situation, as if it was the wildebeest's very own mom. Number 6. Leopard becomes friends with impala. Leopards aren't picky predators, which means they don't think twice before preying on any and all species when they are hungry. Because impalas are relatively physically weak, these animals defend themselves by staying vigilant and alert so they can run away at the first sign of danger. However, that rarely ever works against a leopard that decides to make a meal out of these creatures. With one swift move, leopards can catch up to any impala and clamp their jaw around an impala's weak neck, breaking it or suffocating them. But this leopard is met with an unusually brave impala that is determined to make the wild cat its friend. The impala goes up to the leopard and nuzzles it. Even when the leopard tries to play rough, the impala refuses to be scared and eventually develops a connection with the wild cat, who then willingly lets the baby follow it around in the wild. Number 5. Lion protects baby rhino. While rhinos are pretty self-sufficient, when put up against a pack of wild and hungry hyenas, their chances of survival are pretty low. However, when you put a lion into the mix, there's no way that those hyenas are getting anywhere near the rhinos. In the dead of the night, when hyenas decided to attack a mother rhino and her little baby, the two fought hard and tried to scare them off. But it wasn't until a mighty lion came and saved their lives with its night vision, driving the wild beast away with a monstrous roar in this incredibly intense moment caught on camera. Number 4. Lioness adopts baby antelope. Lionesses are extremely maternal animals to the point where a lactating lioness will allow any other animal aside from its own cubs to feed on her. These wild cats are extremely protective of their young, and this lioness has extended the same protectiveness to a newborn antelope that she has decided to adopt. Experts believe that she might have done so after mistaking the baby for a lion cub, but then the lioness showed full awareness of the fact that her calf was different from her, even allowing its real mother to feed it for the first few days of its life before chasing her away. The lioness then continued to nurse the baby herself, and while usually these wild cats end up eating their adopted babies after a while, this one really does think of the baby as her very own. Number 3. Tigress adopts piglets. Lions might be pretty maternal, but tigers aren't backing down from the responsibility either. Tigers are some of the deadliest wild cats out there, who will feed on just about any creature, especially if they're small. But this tigress right here decided to do a full 180-degree shift and decided to adopt a bunch of piglets, taking care of them as if they were her very own. Pigs and tigers are usually pretty antagonistic and make for unusual allies. Living in a zoo in Bangkok, the tigress was depressed and all alone after all her cubs had died. So a bunch of zookeepers decided to literally wrap tiny piglets in tiger skin and place them in her cage. This lifted the tigress's spirits so much that she actually adopted the small animals, showering them with kisses, and even developed a friendly relationship with the mother of the piglets in the process. Something tells us that her unusual animal family is all ready to star in their own Disney movie now. Number 2. Baboons take revenge on leopard and hyena. Leopards and baboons are arch-enemies in the animal kingdom, with leopards often hunting the primates and killing them for food. However, when groups of baboons come together, they can easily take down fully grown leopards and their cubs. So it's no surprise that these baboons did the same. When a deadly leopard manages to capture a helpless impala and has its jaws trapping the poor animal, it seems like there's absolutely no chance of survival. In the middle of all of this, a hyena starts making its way towards them, hoping to feed on whatever the leopard leaves of the impala. But that's when a group of protective baboons come charging, scaring the hyena away, and then going after the wild cat, chasing it off into the wild. Number 1. Leopard protects baby baboon in the middle of hunting. Being one of the deadliest predators out there in the wild, it's extremely uncommon for leopards to spare their prey once they get going. But this leopard's motherly instincts kicked right in after the wild cat chased down a baboon, killing her in the process. After seeing that the dead baboon's baby was left all alone after its mother had been killed, the leopard went ahead and adopted him, protecting it from all kinds of dangers in the wild. Throughout the night, the small baboon kept falling out of the tree, but the leopard stayed up all night to bring the tiny animal back up just in time to save it from a pack of deadly hyenas that surrounded them. Sadly, the baboon couldn't survive without its mother for much longer, but not for a lack of trying on the leopard's part. Alright, comment down below what you want to see next. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Wildly for more. See you in the next one.